is the Late Report. Well, Governor Locke has named State Senator Eugene Prince to head the State Liquor Board. The new appointee now wants to be called the Liquor Board guy formerly known as Senator Prince. The United States Department of Justice is investigating the theft of parts of Kennewick Man's femur bones. They're asking all citizens to be on the lookout for anyone who looks suspicious, is behaving oddly, or is carrying around the femur bones of Kennewick Man. The Elvis Invitationals, 1999, were held at the Crocodile Cafe this week. The events included stealing guitar licks from black musicians, stalking 17-year-olds in Germany, and dying on the toilet. Well, the Project for Excellence in Journalism recently graded local newscasts, giving King a C, KOMO a D, and KIRO an F+. KSTW was given an incomplete for firing its entire staff before the holidays. A Seattle Times poll shows that 48% of local residents expect economic good times in the next 5 years. 23% predict bad times, and 5% don't know or had no opinion. Of the 5% who didn't know or had no opinion, 50% didn't know, 45% had no opinion, and 5% didn't know or had no opinion on whether they didn't know or had no opinion. Bird watchers are flocking to a Portland neighborhood to see a little brown finch that took a wrong turn in Siberia. The bird watchers say they're fascinated with the finch largely because they've never seen such a stupid bird before. The Seattle Reign women's basketball team, which played its final game last month, said goodbye to about 500 fans at the Seattle Center on Tuesday night. Next month, the Seattle Sonics will play their first game of the season and say hello to about 500 fans at the KIRO. And now for this commentary about the NBA, David Sculley. David?
The whole NBA situation was frustrating. Thank you.
Well, do you care to elaborate on that?
No, not really. I'm just glad that the players are playing again so I can get back to my normal way of life.
What do you mean your normal way of life?
Well, you know, without a game on, I've had to engage in these intimate conversations with this woman who's been living inside my house.
Wait a minute, you have a woman living in your house?
Yeah. I didn't even know who she was at first. You know, I thought she was just this woman who was just walking in front of the TV set when I was trying to watch the game. It turns out she's my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. That is really weird, because as soon as I turned off the game, I found a woman in my house and a couple of kids, you know? And, like, when there wasn't a game on, these kids, they, like, expected me to, like, raise them. You know, what is that?
I know.
You know?
And another thing, without a game on, I've had to engage in, you know, real conversations with guys I've known about 15 years. And that's probably the worst thing. I mean, that's why we had the game on, you know? So we would not have to indulge in real conversations.
See, you know what? I have to say, I don't really mind having the real conversations.
Yeah, but, you know, now that the strike is over, if people see two guys, you know, just talking, and they're not talking about sports, they're going to think, like, you know, they're lovers or something.
Well, but, I mean, in having these real conversations, you know, I have to say, I've realized that the games are a reflection of my life, you know?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
And it seems like, you know, whenever there's some sort of sports strike, then my life falls apart.
Yeah, deep.
Yeah, you know, so without the games on, I've begun to finally really take a good look at myself for the first time, and it's kind of depressing.
You know who's depressed is former coach Lambright.
Yeah, but, David, you know, up until now, I've always made myself bad, you know, for having these feelings.
You know, speaking of bad, 6-6 is not a bad season make, okay?
You know, come on, David, this is a cry for help, okay?
You know, Lambright is the only man who deserves to cry, okay? So you better suck it up.
Yeah, you know, you're right. You know, people forget about the 44-25 record he had. You know what I mean?
You know.
He was wrong,
Yeah,
okay?
so do you have any real problems?
Hell no.
All right.
Go
Dogs! Yeah!
Go Dogs! Go Dogs! Finally, the Ferry Kalakala must leave Pier 66 on January 14th, and the owners say they're not sure where it's going. The best guess is about 300 yards out into open water and then straight down. This has been the Late Report.